dapat kaya mo bang akyatin ng mundo. Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior.
Action continues here at the Montano Hall in Cavite City as we bring you Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3 playoffs, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. And our match at hand will be the battle here in the 16 and under division, the North Semifinals Division Game 1 battle of this best of 3 between Rizal Switch Fiber, the number 1 seed, against the number 4 seed, Nueva Ecija, the Generals. Good morning, everyone. Diego De La Paz, Coach Anton de los Reyes at your service this morning, all the way from Cavite City. And Coach Anton, after that thrilling battle earlier, now let's bring it over to the 16 and under division.
These are the middle children, or the kuyas, but of course, different squads. Again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Great to still be working with you, Diego.
All right, let's first talk about itong Rizal Switch Fiber entering this playoff round. 9-2 sila yung number 1 seed sa North Division. Ito Nueva Ecija, the General 6-5, the number 4 seed. And ito Rizal Switch Fiber had the scare of their life, needing to use yung twice to beat advantage nila to advance to this division semifinals.
They did lose against Quezon, but in the second game, won by 22 points, 75-53, 19-8 assists, 40% field goals. Sharing is caring was the theme for Rizal in that second game.
Ayan, ito namang Nueva Ecija, the Generals, they disposed of Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith, using without needing to use yung kanilang twice to beat advantage.
90-78, a 22-point win, 40. Although they did shoot 44% compared to 50% para dito sa Mandaluyong, the rebounding and their bench points, that's where they lorded it over to get that win.
In the elimination round back in May 30, that was already a lifetime ago, a win by Rizal over Nueva Ecija, 86-66. The characters were different back then, but now we are in the present. This is game number 1 of this best of 3 between Rizal Switch Fiber and Nueva Ecija, the Generals. Now let's hand it over to Gia Cruz to introduce the starters.
A very pleasant morning, everyone. Welcome here inside the Montano Hall, Cavite City. This is the playoffs, game 1 of the best of 3 North Division semifinals for the 16 other division of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino, featuring Rizal Switch Fiber and the Ecija the Generals. Now let us meet the starters first for Rizal Switch Fiber. Starting guard number 10, Elian Conce. To guard number 3, Mark Distor. At forward number 11, Jello Cabantak. Other forward number 23, Rashard Cruz. And at center number 16, Tristan Teo. The head coach is Anthony Urbano, assisted by Jesse Mapanao and Gilbert Teo. Team manager Ariel Balahadia. And now let us meet the starters for the Nueva Ecija Generals. Starting guard number 10, Cyrus Tomag. Also at guard number 88, Jefferson Rivera. At forward number 87, James Guerra. Also at forward number 54, Gabe Ochina. And at center number 25, Robert Garcia. The head coach is Alan Salangsang, assisted by Doreen Jerobi, John Rivera, team owner Ian Elizarte Marquez. Officiating this ball game, crew chief Gober Opina, umpire 1 Ruben Agbalo, umpire 2 Eric Demapanag, and fourth man J.R. Torres. Junior MPBL Executive Director, Mr. Jan Foro. Junior MPBL Commissioner, Mr. Keith Picasso.
Starters on the floor right now. Hatid sa inyo ng Doride. The official game ball of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. For Rizal, that's Guance, Distor, Cruz, Cabantac, and Teoc. While for Nueva Ecija, it's Domag, Rivera, Guerra, Odchina, and Garcia. And ang ating crew chief na si Gomer Obina with the basketball. Rizal wearing the immaculate white. Nueva Ecija wearing their shades of purple and blue. And we are underway mula dito sa Montano Hall in Cavite City. First possession goes to Nueva Ecija. Right now they're trying to attack from the perimeter.
You know, this Nueva Ecija squad, throughout their journey, the team has featured talented players, but many of them also have commitments in their UAAP or NCAA schools.
Yes.
This forces the squad to constantly adjust their rotation each game.
Yeah, naalala ko nung late in the elimination round, kausap ko nga to si Coach Alan Salangsang of Nueva Ecija. Sabi niya sa akin that he had to, utilize talaga yung mga parang lineup adjustment windows for them to, fill up yung mga roster spots nila. Pero another team, actually sa 16 and 18 and under division that, has to adjust with the constant lineup changes. Ito rin Rizal Switch Fiber. Ang dami rin mga players with other school commitments. And Jefferson Rivera opens up the scoring with a three-pointer for Nueva Ecija.
If you want to talk about players, you have Guance, who's been a constant for this Rizal Switch Fiber squad. Of course, his quick shout-out to Coach Alfie Guance. Hindi naman natin makakalimutan yan. Definitely watching today's ball game as that three-pointer. Too strong, bouncing out of bounds. You see there on your screen. That's Alian Zachariah Guance.
There we go. That's head coach Anthony Urbano on your screens for Rizal Switch Fiber.
Quick warning on Nueva Ecija. The Generals for a delay in the game.
8.5 remaining sa ating first quarter. 2 bounces, no good para sa Nueva Ecija. But on the reset, great action there from Gain Odchina. And he gets fouled.
Okay, Odchina crashing the boards. Couple of bounces, not falling for Garcia on that midi. Timing it properly was Odchina to be able to get that offensive board. We say this all the time. You can't assume that your teammate is going to make that shot. You have to assume otherwise. That way, when those opportunities for those offensive boards come your way, you are going to be ready.
2 misses from the foul line, unfortunately, for Odchina. By the way, for Rizal Switch Fiber, 2 notable names not listed on the roster for today's game. That would include si Chris James Dalaten as well as Zach Dalaten.
The 2 Dalatens.
Yeah.
Not available for Rizal, but Rashard Cruz sailing in for that deuce.
Rashard Cruz once again. Back-to-back hits para dito sa Rizal Switch Fiber, and they take control of this game.
Same spot, almost the same move, a drive to the basket on that right side of the court for Rashard.
14 seconds on the shot clock. Cyrus Domag swings it to James Guerra. 7 seconds to shoot. They need to put it up here. Rivera drives, dumps it down low with a second remaining on the shot clock, but a miss by Cyrus Domag. Now Rizal Switch Fiber. They go to the left corner. That shot a little too strong, unfortunately, for Mark Distor. Now here's the attack by Guerra. Secondary bump and rejected by Earl Tan. Now the counter attack by Rizal Switch Fiber. And Mark Distor beside himself after missing that point-blank shot.
There was a bump, tried to get that separation, but the block, the defense was right there, triggering that fast break. Alian Guanse giving that ball up a bit late. There's a drill that we do, yung nagpapasahan kayo, balikan,
Right.
balikan, just to see where the defense is going to commit.
Ano ba? Is that, hindi yan yung weave, no, Coach Anton?
No. It's not the weave. There's
Iba.
we do a drill where you run down the middle of the court. Where sila Alian was in the store. Babalikan lang kayo ng pasa because if it's a 2-on-1, you want to see where that defense is gonna commit.
Right. Oo.
Nagpapasahan lang kayo, so malilito yung depensa. And wherever that defense commits, pagdating dyan, babalik mo lang for that layup.
There we go. Basic basketball right there. And now itong Rizal Switch Fiber holding on to a 3-point lead and a turnover, unfortunately, for Cedric Rivera. So far, neither team getting full control so far. FIC had the early lead.
After that 3-pointer by Rivera. It was Nueva Ecija, but the fight back by Rizal. With points by Rashard.
And this guy right here.
Right on cue.
Oh, yes, si Rashard Cruz. Oo. Parang pinapapogi ka yata, Coach Anton eh.
Mahirap gawin yun. That's Rashard Cruz getting fouled, attempting a 3-pointer. So this is going to be 3 free throws, I believe. So a couple more. Missing the first.
Again, very early in this match. So parang at this point kung boxing match ito, kung si pambansang kamaon na si Manny Pacquiao, nagja-jab pa lang siya. Oo. Wala pa yung wala pa yung mga
feel out. No, it's like the feel out process.
I think that's one thing that's unpredictable about the junior MPBL because yung mga teams kasi they send in yung 15-man lineup nila the night before. Tapos teams won't know until magpakita na sila. So it's hard rin to make, a hard na game plan, yung focused game plan against certain players. Especially itong Rizal Switch Fiber, they've had, pero nga lang for Rizal Switch Fiber, at least they had constant players throughout most of the season.
Say minus sila the Latin brothers who were not here.
Actually, the Latin cousins.
Cousins, there you go.
Shot clock down to 10 and a miss from beyond the arc by James Guerra. And Rizal having a little trouble with that attack and Distor missing. Yan na nga yung sinabi mong parang drill, no, Coach Anton?
At that time, that was a different situation. That was the right pass to give. Just Distor couldn't connect.
Tristan Teok with a great defensive stop tried to go coast to coast, but bothered there by a pair of De Generals players. That's Biñan Tatak and number 33, that's Vince Malto. Medyo matangkad rin pala ang frontline nitong Nueva Ecija. So that might be something for us to watch out for. The big-time duo of Tristan Teok together with Earl Pan versus the front line of Nueva Ecija. And Alian Guanse knocking down the triple. And a chance for the bonus here. That great ball movement coming from Rashard Cruz. That 3-pointer, pound-for-pound fitness foul counted.
For trigger on that left wing 3 for Alian Guanse. About a foot behind the 3-point area, just so the defense won't be able to go ahead and bother him.
And eto si Coach Alan Salangsang calling the first timeout of the game. 5:34 remaining in this timeout, brought to you by Domo Domo. Slurp, enjoy, smile. Here's Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3 Playoffs. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. This is the 16 and under North Division semifinal round.
Got number 1 Rizal against number 4 Nueva Ecija. And again,
Yes.
Coach Alan Salansang calling a timeout at the halfway point of the first quarter.
Yeah, and during the break, medyo meron tayong narinig na certain language that that's
words
not
of encouragement lang.
Oo.
Words of encouragement kay
Oo.
Coach Alan.
exactly. And it's a 9-point advantage para dito sa Rizal Switch Fiber. And ito si Coach Alan wanted to make that adjustment quickly, before anything gets worse.
He doesn't want things to get out of hand and let this game slip away early. Mahirap kasi yung naghahabol ka, magkukumahog ka.
Yeah, not only that, Rizal Switch Fiber, once they got you under, once they got under your skin, it's usually go time na eh. No, they're like parang sila, pating, nakakaamoy ng dugo. Just like that, ito si Alien Guanse, missing a triple though, pero had the good idea after that steal. Itong Nueva Ecija having a hard time against the tight defense by Rizal Switch Fiber.
Santeo with a steal. They're big, playing the passing lanes perfectly.
Angeles missing another 3. Guanse gets offensive board, feeds Angeles. Nilinis ang ring. Pumasok for that 3-point play para sa Rizal.
Offensive rebound and then had the right idea to his cutting teammate to give it up. Look at that drive and drop.
Pound for pound fitness foul counted. Courtesy of Thaddeus Angeles.
Anong pangalan, no? Thaddeus.
Yan. Medyo luma na yung naisip kong reference eh.
Ano, si Thaddeus Young ba yan?
Yun.
Hindi yun luma. Grabe ka naman. Bago-bago pa yun.
Relatively. Oo. I mean, may bang famous player recently na Thaddeus rin aside from Thaddeus Young?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it.
There you go. 4 minutes and 11 remaining here in the first frame. Nueva Ecija having a hard time getting their offense going. They haven't scored since the opening minute of the first period.
That was a three-pointer.
Kita mo naman, Tristan Teok didn't even lift his feet off the floor. Got that block. And in transition, you see Thaddeus Angeles attacking and getting the foul.
Off to the races the moment they get that defensive stop. They're going to be running and pushing the pace. Talking about it on Rizal Switch Fiber. It's like they have a nitro switch just to boost their speed.
Or more like ano ba? More like meron silang turbo ba? Turbo mode? Or may tawag dun sa mode na yun sa NBA Live eh.
Turbo.
Turbo nga.
Turbo yun.
Oo.
Pero yung live, I don't really get to play
NBA
that.
Live or 2K.
2K lang, 2K.
Oo. Parang meron silang added switch pa eh. Parang kung may mabilis na, may mas bibilis pa.
Parang pagmalas na, minamalas pa.
Tama. May times it happens. Yan na nga, that's what's happening right now to Nueva Ecija.
And
Down
mind you,
70-3.
I may be getting ahead of myself, but just for reference, whoever wins game 1 of a series has a 78% chance of taking that series. That's why game 1s are quite important, if you ask me.
More like 70 to 80% of the time. It's usually the game 1 winners that gets the series win. And finally, nakabutas rin ito Nueva Ecija. Courtesy of
Luke Bacani.
Yeah, there we go. And offensive foul drawn here by Lance Tabamo. And Tristan Teok called for that foul. That eye in the sky find.
Lance Tabamo giving it up to Luke Bacani underneath to get the deuce.
2 minutes and 40 left. Nueva Ecija gets another try here, but Stolen away by Nathaniel Mabayad. Alian Guanse missing that long two. Rebound secured by Luke Bacani. Now they go to Cedric Rivera. Dumps it down low. Unfortunately, not enough power there for Mark Lacambra.
That was a good pass. Drawing the defense, going for a wraparound. Rivera to Lacambra. As the defense has to react, they have to go ahead and cover Lacambra after Rivera drew the defense to him. Siyempre may recovery dapat dun. So yun ang nangyari as Lacambra missed that first free throw.
Yeah. 2 minutes and 18 remaining, and Lacambra hitting 1 out of 2. It's an 11-point Rizal lead. Just a shade over 2 minutes remaining. Unfortunately, lost by Riohan Tamayo. Nueva trying to get their offense going and trying to cut this deficit to a single digit. Cedric Rivera driving down the middle. Nice find underneath. Everything but the shot, unfortunately, for Nueva Ecija. And a steal completed by Enzo Guevara. Guevara against 3 white shirts. Stolen away by Riohan Tamayo. And Nathaniel Mabayad got met up top. And a foul call against Nueva Ecija.
To see the speed and the pace both teams are playing whenever there's no conversion, nanonood lang tayo ng tennis, pabalik-balik.
Tennis, table tennis.
Manlalaro, oo.
Parang ano eh, back and forth eh. Too quick, actually.
But that's the pace that you want. You want to be able to just run your offense. You want to speed up the pace. And the reason for that is, of course, if you don't get those defensive stops, the faster you go, the more attempts, the more chances that you have to score in, makabawi. In other words, is what we would like to call it. That's why you want to speed up the pace, up the tempo.
I mean, after all, itong Nueva Ecija, Rizal Switch Fiber rather, they really thrive on open court attacks. And Mark Lacambra there, getting itong Nueva Ecija down to the pace that they enjoy, especially that they want to set up those half-court plays.
Great weak side offensive rebounding by Lacambra to be able to get that putback. And that's, again, one of those things that you want your players to have, that knack for working the offensive glass to get those extra possessions and those extra points.
All right, and Coach Alan Sanansang will made that head coach's challenge. That's like an extra timeout. Works somehow that way. Or sometimes, what it does is that there are times na nakikita ko na sa ibang leagues, it actually disrupts yung momentum ng kabilang team.
It halts the momentum nga naman kasi may tigil sa action. Tapos yun pa, makakapag-usap pa as you see their coach's challenge, Coach Alan Salansang.
So, very, very close. Possibly off Nathaniel Mabayad there. Parang in football parlance, yung na-nutmeg yung bola. Went through the legs. But very, very close to call.
May have gone off the foot of
Mark
Lacambra, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Lacambra.
Pero I think that's what our officials are trying to check.
Ooh, it's an unsuccessful challenge.
So it did go off the foot of Mark Lacambra, or it may have been inconclusive to our officials. So the official call or the initial call will stick.
Yes. And that will be it for Nueva Ecija's challenge rather, this game. Because teams will only get 1 per ball game.
Just for the benefit of our viewers, yung challenge, only challenge yan. Basta successful. Pero pag naging unsuccessful, wala na yun.
That's it, pansit. Yan na nga, Thaddeus Angeles stroking that three-pointer from right in front of us.
Yep. Akala nga ni Philip, tatamaan tayo ng bola. Ready na siya eh.
Oo.
Bilis ni Philip mag-react.
Angeles going back-to-back.
7 points for Thaddeus Angeles. Full court press for Rizal Switch Fiber, making it difficult for Nueva Ecija to get their game going in the half court.
Feeling ko rin si Derek Aldrin Alejo medyo ninenervyos pag may bola na pumupunta sa wing natin.
Yan, kasi alam niya nandyan si Philip. Hindi na kinakabahan si Derek dyan. Pag si Sid yung nandito, feeling ko kakabahan si Derek. Ay si Sid minsan natutulog. Nakagano dito. Nakikita nga ni Commune minsan, sarap ng tulog mo.
As we saw earlier that Thaddeus Angeles
Pero pag si
driving layup.
Philip, pag si Philip, walang
Naman.
problema. Kayang-kaya ni Philip yan. Kahit 2 bola pa yung padating. Panis.
Naman.
Player tsaka bola, saluhin niya yan lahat.
Basta ito si Kuya Philip, ang ating FD. Ano siya, all-in-one na siya eh. Taga-save na equipment. Magaling na videographer para sa natin, mga Instagram reels natin and stories. Ano pa ba? Dami niyang talent. Sneaker champ rin sa atin eh. Kitang-kita mo naman yung kanyang sneakers for today.
Dami bang kicks of the day?
Oo, ang dami siya mga kicks of the day eh.
May ganun ba tayo kay Direk, yung mga kicks of the day? Yung pinititignan ni Direk yung mga sapatos ng mga player.
Oo.
Nakikita natin eh, di ba? Nakakatuwa yung kicks of the day.
Oo. So let's take a look at this play one more time. May konting girian. And unsportsmanlike foul ang tinawag dito.
Number 25 pareho.
Si Rihon Tamayo.
Yep. And Romer Garcia. Unsportsmanlike foul on Rizal.
It's on Leon.
Si Rio Tamayo.
There we go with falls under yung
category.
criteria 1.
Ayan,
Wait, criteria 2. There you go.
Yun.
Excessive hard contact. There we go.
Talaga.
Yun.
Kompletong. Sinend mo yan eh, di ba?
Oo naman.
Send mo ulit. Bago na yung GC natin. Send
tama
mo ulit para mampin mo na rin. Para nakikita ng mga kasama natin. Of course, quick shout out to our colleagues.
Our friends, of course.
Yep.
Oo.
Sila J. Als, Jaime Mendejar.
Yes.
Daphne Cristobal mamaya. Maririnig nyo dyan.
Oo.
Kasama niya.
Si John Ocampo mamaya.
Yep.
Oo.
John Ocampo. Siyempre, si King Stag. Arjan de la Cruz. Shout out na natin. Si Baron
Mercado, yes.
Baron Mercado. Sino pa ba mga may miss natin dyan?
Charles.
Si Charles.
Oo.
Palimutan ko. Hindi, okay lang yun. Yaman mo na yun si Charles. Busy yun si Charles eh. Lover boy. Lover boy ngayon yun, kaya hindi mo mastorbo.
Kaya pala. High arcing shot missed by CJ Hesite. Pero wala siyang hesitation eh.
Medyo, quick trigger for CJ.
Oo nga, namimiss rin natin si CJ Ang, no?
Siyempre, mga courtside reporter natin, Nicole Lim, CJ Ang.
Oo.
Palaging masaya yun eh, si CJ. Hindi nagagalit yun.
Oo.
Hindi nagagalit.
7 seconds remaining sa ating first quarter. Last shot time para sa Rizal Switch Fiber. They go to the corner. Lefty 3 off the mark. And that will be it for the first 10 minutes of play. Sayang yung half-court shot para dun sa Nueva Ecija for Enzo Guevara. Pero at the end of one, it's a 13-point Baker's dozen lead for Rizal as we take a look at our Chef's Magic first quarter highlights.
After that three-pointer by Rivera, etong Rizal going on a tear. Alian Guanze knocking down a three-pointer. Rashard Cruz, of course, getting his way. But Thaddeus getting Thaddeus Angeles getting 7 points here in the first.
23-10 in favor of Rizal's Fiber at the end of one. We'll be back with the second quarter of play. From tip-off to the final buzzer, every moment counts and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic Condiments brings the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic makes every meal a magic moment. And that's your quarter scene stealer, brought to you by Chef's Magic as we start the second quarter of action. All the way from Cavite City, Montano Hall is our home for today. So we got 7 games in the playoffs and 1 D-League game as our main event later on. And that D-League game is between the reigning defending champion Pasig Apasi Timothy's against the still undefeated San Pedro Mamba. So both teams starting off hot sa ating D-League, and something's got to give there. One team will leave Cavite City with a loss. But first, let's take a look at this pound for pound fitness foul counted, that reverse layup for Nueva Ecija. That is, let's see, that's Gain Odchina.
Gabe Odchina with a nice cut, nice find by his teammate to be able to get him that block and finish.
Didn't make the bonus, but Nueva Ecija has another chance at the basket here. Long two, got it. That's courtesy of Cyrus Domag.
See that drive and kick play, Cyrus Domag knocking down that mid-range shot.
Cabantac with that answer from foul line extended for Rizal. First 2 of the ball game for Angelo Cabantac. Foul against Rizal in the ensuing play.
Again, we talked about it, the back and forth action. Both of these teams like to push the pace, like to push the tempo.
As we see, ito si Angelo Cabantac from foul line extended. At siya yung natawagan ng foul.
Siya yung nakashoot eh. Ganun talaga yun. Sino man nakashoot, always yun ang not always, but it seems to be a trend.
Throughout the season.
Yeah. And not only in the junior MPBL, but in other leagues as well. It's always been that way. Whoever makes the shot, the likelihood of them committing a foul is quite high.
About 70%, no? About. Cabantac missing that heat check shot. Second try, that semi-hook is good for Earl Tan.
Earl Tan, offensive rebounding. We talked about it. You got to be ready for those types of opportunities.
What a drop-off there. Finding its way to Gain Odchina. Starting to get his motor going here in the second.
It's an easy press break for the side of Nueva Ecija. That 2-2-1 full court press not working for Rizal.
That's traveling violation for John Tombocon.
I thought he stepped on the sideline after giving that up fake against Rivera.
Now here comes Nueva Ecija and a stop there by John Tombocon. And now Rizal switch fiber. Going downhill is Jacob Tendilla, who whips up an air ball. Now Cyrus Domag attacking. Gets a secondary bump, misses the layup. It will stay with Nueva Ecija with 18 on their shot clock.
You see the difference earlier, how that press was broken. It was through passing. Ngayon, naagawan sila. It was because they dribbled that ball. Again, here's that offensive rebound by Earl Tan. Great footwork, spinning inside, not lifting his pivot foot for the deuce.
This timeout brought to you by Domo Domo. Slurp, enjoy, smile. We're back in action from Cavite City, the Montano Hall in downtown. And it was
What
a
is this? Ano na ba to? Novaleta na ba to?
ano na to? Actually, Cavite City.
Yeah.
It's a separate
Cavite
point.
City.
As in, malapit na tayo sa Sangli Point. So, basically, nasa bunganga na tayo ng Manila Bay. Kumbaga. For about a few...
Oh, parang nakita ko nga dun sa mapa when I was on my way here. Malapit na tayo sa tubig eh, no?
Yes. Oh, and what a block there by Earl Tan. And slowly, starting this offense for Rizal Switch Fiber. Candilla. Back to Tan. Tan spins. Puts up the awkward looking shot. But rims out. Pero may reach and foul kontra dito sa Rizal Switch Fiber. That's the second foul on Angelo Cabantac.
Jello Cabantac getting called for that foul. Bit surprised that he was called for that one.
And speaking of surprises, Coach Anton, one surprise I found out recently. Surprise fact. Apparently, I found out that Corregidor is actually part of Cavite.
Talaga ba?
Oh, so which is off the coast dito sa Cavite City. Akala natin part siya ng what province is that?
Parang Bataan yung
Bataan.
nasa isip ko eh.
Oo, Bataan, 'di ba?
Nakapunta ka na ba doon, Corregidor?
Yun ang gusto kong puntahan.
Ako, I have. I've been there. But that was
A long time
a
ago.
long time ago.
Gusto kong magdala ng bisikleta dun eh.
Bakit?
Kasi maganda daw na biking spot kasi ang Corregidor. Anyway, back in the action here. Defensive stop by the Generals. They're trying to cut down this deficit further, and it's down to single digit after that layup by Cedric Rivera in transition. (27-18). Tombokon nearly lost his footing. Gives it up to Matthew Akain. Shot clock down to 4, and look at that, Earl Tan with that baseline drive and that right-hand finish.
More you like it, getting inside, dropping it off. No awkwardness on that shot for Earl Tan.
That was a nice shovel pass coming from John Tombokon. If he couldn't score, make the plays. And Rizal couldn't extend their lead. Rebound secured by Romer Garcia of Nueva Ecija. (12 seconds to shoot. Nueva Ecija having a hard time finding an opening here. And great give and go play for Nueva Ecija. Two-man play there between Gaino China and, if I'm not mistaken, that was Vince Malio.
That's what we talked about. Finding those cuts, those creases. That give and go play you mentioned. I believe that was Romer Garcia.
There we go.
The recipient of that tasty dish after cutting to the basket.
5:27 remaining in the second period. Rizal Switch Fiber still hanging on to this lead.
Hey, you can't trade baskets if you're Nueva Ecija. You also have to get some stops.
Yes.
Kasi naghahabol kayo.
Yun na nga, the fouls are starting to pile on for Nueva Ecija.
It's a foul on Romer Garcia. Siya yung nakashoot kanina, di ba?
Yeah.
Oh, yan. Siya yung foul yan.
Ito na naman tayo sa ating parang
Theory.
pattern. Parang pattern na siya. Hindi na siya theory.
Hindi na ba? Pattern na siya.
Naging pattern na siya. As we see that nice find coming from Vince Malio to a cutting teammate in Romer Garcia. This timeout brought to you by Domo Domo. Slurp, enjoy, smile. This is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3 playoffs. Coming to you from Cavite City. Rizal Switch Fiber, the number 1 seed, facing the number 4 seed, Nueva Ecija, the Generals. And so far, both teams are playing up to their seeding. Rizal leading by 9 points at the moment. Tumbocon to Akain, lets it fly. Uno, dos, tres.
Andrew Again, even with a hand in his face, still able to get that shot. Vince Malio, nothing he could do. That was a good challenge.
Exactly. You know, that old saying, great defense but better offense, really applies to that last play. 12-point advantage for Rizal Switch Fiber at the moment. The fake, the drive, the drop-off, extra passing. Malio couldn't make it. Second try, still won't work for Jane Ochina. But here's a third crack at the basket, but they couldn't materialize it as they turned the ball over in transition. That's a layup by Rashard Cruz.
Rashard Cruz continuing to do damage para dito sa side ng Rizal. Continuing where he left off, ready with 6 points in the game.
Katahay, who turned the ball over earlier, sets up the play. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Screen set by Ochina. Malio for 3. Left it short. Second try, fresh 14 on the shot clock. Lefty jumper won't go through for Cedric Rivera. And those are 4 or 5 tries at the basket already for Nueva Ecija. And they can't make it work. Lucky break for them. It will stay their way with 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Active hands underneath, making it difficult to control that leather. That was Biñan Tatak, making it difficult for the bigs ng Rizal.
Ten on the shot clock. And back in comes Mark Lacambra, adding some more size to the front line of the wards of Coach Alan Salangsang.
Trying to match up against Rizal Switch Fiber's tall front court.
Hard to shoot. Manchester Gigante had the ball tapped away by Rizal Switch Fiber. It's 3 seconds on the shot clock, and Nueva Ecija, Coach Alan Salangsang calls this timeout as we see that transition layup by Rashard Cruz. All gas, no brakes for that Rizal Switch Fiber guard. This timeout brought to you by Domo Domo. Slurp, enjoy, smile. .336 remaining here in the first half, and before Nueva Ecija inbounds this basketball, also a quick shout out to another good friend, a good colleague of ours, JP Ruiz.
Kinalimutan. Kinalimutan mo eh.
Nakalimutan.
Nakalimutan.
Oh, that's a shot clock violation. Oh, but a bailout call by our officials. But I saw that the three-pointer, when the three-pointer was released, the shot clock was already at 0. That was a foul in the nick of time, according to our officiating crew.
Foul in the time of Nick. 0 na nga, no?
Yes. Parang delayed lang yata yung buzzer eh. Pero lucky break for Nueva Ecija coming off that timeout.
Very lucky break.
Chester Gigante at the free throw line. So again, our officiating crew, Gomer Obina, Ruben Agbalo, Eric Dimapanag, and JR the Tower Torres. 3 minutes and 25 remaining here in the second period. 3-out offense here for Rizal, and a steal by Gigante. Gigante steamrolling through, but couldn't get the finish. Now Rizal on the counter-attack. Left-handed finish is a beauty for Rashard Cruz.
Rashard Cruz, 8 points in the game after that lefty layup. Full steam. What control for this young man.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the second period. Gigante trying to take revenge on Rizal. A nice find underneath. After that great ball movement, they find Mark Lacambra down low.
It's a good entry pass to be able to recognize that your teammate, your big, is underneath right in front of the basket.
12 seconds to shoot for Rizal. Aka in for 3, short. And the ball ping-pongs its way to the hands of Mark Lacambra. Gigante, rack attack, and gets that lefty layup to go. And just like that, it's back to a 10-point ball game. Cruz, right wing jumper, won't connect. Ochina with the rebound. That was a dangerous pass because right there was Alien Guance, stalking itong si Gigante. 14 on the shot clock. 3-pointer missed by Malio. Long rebound secured by Earl Tan. Guance with the hesitation. Decides to pull back. 15 to shoot for Rizal. They've been tentative for the past minute or so since that last Nueva Ecija timeout. Guance missing on that second try. Rebound on China.
Unable to connect. Itong Rizal, a couple of trips down. Even in transition, when they try to push the pace, they are unable to get some points on the board.
Now Rizal pushing the pace, and nice find underneath. Rashard Cruz once again operating down low.
Getting that contact, getting the separation, and then putting that shot up was Rashard.
Unforced errors here by Nueva Ecija. Seeing them down 12 now. Oh, what a chase down block! Courtesy of Gain Ochina.
Not giving up on the play was Gabe. Return to sender.
Take a look at
again.
Look at that one. As we see it, Matthew Akain thought that he had a wide open lane, but not in his house, said Gain Ochina. Under a minute left, 52 seconds to be exact. Rashard Cruz gives it up. Guance! And he got flattened there by, check that, that's Luke Bakani.
On that challenge. Well, that's going to be 3 free throws for Alian Guanze.
Well, his feet were set clearly beyond that 3-point arc.
Good on the first for Guanze.
Of course, our referees making sure that that landing spot earlier by Alian Guance was to be cleared.
But dry na.
Oo.
Mahirap may madulas.
But we've got this is one of the more comfortable venues that I've covered our junior MPBL games, of course.
Better than Amoranto. Amoranto's nice.
Amoranto's nice, and one arena is nice. Divine Light Academy and SM South Mall.
I like Amoranto kasi Amoranto there's parking.
Yun.
Happy ako dyan. May parking, hindi ka problema.
Kasi ang dami na natin mga napuntahang venues.
Siyempre.
Biñan. Yung
Biñan,
Almonte Arena.
Yeah, we've been there. Kami ni Jaime Mendejar.
There we
Nag-cover
go.
kami dyan. Malapit lang yan kay Jaime. Kaya gustong-gusto niya yung
Yun.
venue. Pag nasa South, happy yan si Jaime.
Jaime, of course, our main man. And speaking of main man, doing main man moves there was Cedric Rivera with that baseline drive. 25 seconds remaining. And that's 6 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Stolen away by Cedric Rivera. And the finish on the other end by Biñan Tatak. 9 seconds left. Cruz. Guanse for 3. Bang! Bang! Boom! What a way to end the first half. An Alian Guanse special from near straight away. And Rizal Switch Fiber turning it on here in the second quarter after letting off on the gas pedal a little bit as we take a look at our second quarter highlights brought to you by Chef's Magic.
Game of Gina with that give and go play, cutting inside, getting that pass. Earl Tando underneath, also with an end one bucket, and that pick and roll play. Ochina again cutting to the basket. But to end the second quarter, you have Alian Guanse with the top of the key 3.
At the halftime break, a 13-point advantage for Rizal Switch Fiber, 43-30. Halftime stats, analysis, highlights, and a whole lot more as we continue Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3 playoffs. This is the Junior MPBL Season 3 playoffs at the halftime break. Rizal Switch Fiber leading Nueva Ecija the Generals 43-30 in the opening game of this best of 3 series in the North Division semifinals. As we take a look at some of the highlights from the first 20 minutes of action, this is still Diego Da Paz together with Coach Anton de los Reyes, bringing you the action from Cavite City. And Coach Anton, let's break down some of the numbers from the first half.
Like what you talked about, these teams playing like their seedings. Itong Nueva Ecija shooting 33% from the field. Rizal Switch Fiber getting a bevy of points from the outside, driving in. Transition buckets as well. 43% high shooting clip. 14% from the 3-point area, 1 out of 7. 4 out of 12, a couple of those from Alian Guanse. rebounding department, Nueva Ecija with 30 rebounds compared to just 18 by Rizal. But of course, the conversions, no, yun yung malaking bagay for Rizal. Assist department, 11 to 10, just Nueva Ecija up by 1. But taking care of the leather a lot better is Rizal with only 9 turnovers compared to 14 by Nueva Ecija.
So medyo may konti palang aberration when it comes to the stats. Yung rebounding battle won by Nueva Ecija. But unfortunately for them, nakita natin yung mga subo na namimintis pa nila. As we see our fan of the game brought to you by True Tea Iced Tea, someone that we've spotted in the crowd who's been cheering nonstop, full of energy and bringing all the good vibes in the game. And you know what they say, the coolest fan deserves the coolest iced tea. Congratulations to our fan of the game. You're receiving a cool treat from True Tea Iced Tea, a no sugar added iced tea. Stay cool with True Tea Iced Tea, the goodness of iced tea without the sugar. About to get things underway shortly. So leading scorers for Rizal Switch Fiber, that's Cruz with 12, Angeles with 10, and Alian Guance hitting that three-pointer to end the first half with 9 points. For Nueva Ecija, we got Rivera with 8, Odchino with 6, and Lacambra coming off the bench with 5 points. So far, Coach Anton, aside from Nueva Ecija, missing their second chance opportunities, we see na may mga times they get the offensive board, getting 3, 4, 5 chances that they miss. What else could they improve here in the second half?
They got to take care of the ball more. Obviously, the side of Rizal forcing those turnovers, not allowing them to be able to cross midcourt, or even if they do cross midcourt, they're just the defense is just in their faces. They gotta stay composed, they gotta stay relaxed under the pressure. If you look at the turnovers, we talked about it, or the steals rather. Ang Rizal with 12,
yes,
Nueva Ecija with 5.
I mean, Rizal Switch Fiber so far, they've been doing well in terms of defense and stopping Nueva Ecija from those second chance points. But as I was saying that, Cedric Rivera scoring from the dunker spot. What else are the points for improvement for Rizal here in the second half?
For Rizal, get those those defensive rebounds. They gotta box out. That time, you saw an offensive rebound on the other end for Nueva Ecija off of that miss by Odchina. So that's something that they need to work on. The rebounding, the defensive rebounding, the boxing out, being able to locate their man. Just to be able to create more space in this game 1 of their series.
Guance missing the 3 ball and Rizal getting the offensive board. Here's the drive by Rashard Cruz. A miss from close range. And ball will go the way of Nueva Ecija. Let's take a look at that play one more time earlier from Nueva Ecija, the offensive board, the putback, and the score for Cedric Rivera.
Pwedeng pasa yun.
Actually,
sa board.
Actually, yun yung sinasabi pag airball. Assist yan.
Assist.
10 on the shot clock. And the breakdown on the Rizal defense leads to these 2 tries by Nueva Ecija. But Rizal was able to recover on defense on time.
Couple of players double teaming, even 3 players collapsing inside.
Tristan Teok, the recipient of that nifty Rashard Cruz pass, gets fouled.
Could have gone for that floater. Talking about Rashard Cruz, medyo nahiya kasi he missed that jumper earlier. But it's always good to be able to involve your teammates. That time Tristan Teok was rolling to the basket, went ahead and gave up that pass, as you see Coach Anthony Urbano even telling Rashard Cruz, okay yung pull-up, sumablay. Pag-drive mo, you could have pulled up. Kasi in any event, if you miss that, si Tristan, pakat na yan sa basket. He's gonna be there for those offensive rebounds or for the offensive rebound in case you miss.
I mean, after all, ito si Tristan Teok, he's about, by my calculations, mga 6'7", perhaps, mga ganun. So that's all. He has the size. I mean, after all, one of the taller members of the Rizal Switch Fiber front line. And definitely, you know, yung mga guards like Guanse or even yan si Rashard Cruz, you know, they don't have to fear about missing when they've got
Tristan.
they got Tristan Teok, that guy right here on the free throw line. You see Jello Cabantac. They could crash the boards and get second opportunities for them. Speaking of second opportunities, they nearly got that off that second free throw miss. 2 minutes down, 8 to go here in the third. Guanse with the steal and the layup.
Defense to offense. Alian Guanse turning on the Jets and finishing.
Yes, sir. Tabamo feeds Ochina. Ochina! You know, classic playground move yun, top board.
A strong drive to the basket for Gabe Ochina. Caught the defense napping, not ready for that quick rip to the baseline.
Yeah. Traveling violation naman tinawag dito kay Thaddeus Angeles. 46-34. Ochina makes it a 10-point ball game. Just like that, back-to-back baskets for Nueva Ecija.
It was a dangerous pass, but Ochina was able to get that and again driving strong to the hole.
Guanse gets a second lease on the life para sa Rizal on this possession. But a miss from close range for Angelo Cabantac. Lucky break for Rizal. They retain possession with 11 on their shot clock.
I think that was Thaddeus Angeles who missed that layup
Yun.
off that pass from Alian Guanse.
Guanse drives closer. And a reach and foul called against Nueva Ecija.
It's from behind. Again, if you get beat, don't reach. Can't give the referees a chance to blow their whistle by reaching in. You gotta be able to stay in front of your man. If not, just trust your teammate who's gonna give out that help.
Corner three missed by Nathaniel Mabayad. Second try underneath missed by Jello Cabantac. Now Nueva Ecija on the attack. Man-to-man defense being applied here by Nueva Ecija. 9 to shoot and looks like a quick blitz as well, Coach Anton.
You've got a mismatch down low. Alian Guanse against Ochina.
And it's a shot clock violation as Nueva Ecija, they did not have an answer to that scrambling defense by Rizal.
And that ball just stayed on one side of the court, unable to swing it around. Again, we talked about it. There was a mismatch underneath. Ochina versus Guanse down low. Not able to capitalize on that one was Nueva Ecija.
Quick passing finds its way to Jello Cabantac, who knocks down that left wing jumper.
Falling away, pretty looking stroke from Jello.
And again, that defense by Rizal Switch Fiber preventing Nueva Ecija from even setting up their offense. And now it's the time of Coach Anthony Urbano to use his head coach's challenge.
Siya naman daw he was actually very sure. The last touch daw ng Nueva Ecija on that possession.
Seemed to me that Ochina might have had the last tap of that basketball before it went right in front of the Rizal Switch Fiber bench. And it's like a bonus timeout somewhat for a team that calls that challenge, but very close. Might be Tristan Teok. Or it will be up to our officials to decide.
It's like Chester Gigante. But it's kind of inconclusive if you ask me.
Yeah. And it's a successful challenge for the Rizal Switch Fiber.
There you go.
There we go. It was off Chester Gigante. Six minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Guanse swings it to the left wing to Mabayad. Back to Guanse. Guanse attacking the left lane, missing that floater. Teok with the offensive board. Shot clock reads 10, and Teok lost the basketball right in front of the Nueva Ecija bench.
You love the effort though from Tristan trying to save that leather, diving on the floor.
5:30 left. Tabamo, well defended by Guance. 12 to shoot. They dumped the ball down low on that shovel pass, but unfortunately, for the case of Carlo Manera, it's called for steps. You know, he went 5, 6, 7, 8.
Did he? I wasn't able to see that move. Napayungan siya dun eh.
Exactly.
Defense collapsing on him down that baseline.
Halfway through, starting third quarter. Mabayad feeds it to Kabantak, who misses that baseline jumper. Rebound in the hands of Ochina. Nueva Ecija. It's like their offense here is one-dimensional at the moment.